toolkit. Not just any toolkit, but a toolkit that will utilize the latest and data, just as President Obama has urged all American industry leaders to embrace. This toolkit will encourage distant learning methods for our leaders throughout our huge state. At South by Southwest 2 weeks ago, Jason Goldman, the White House Chief Digital Officer, said President Obama encourages us to use technology to tackle the toughest challenges in government. And believe me, water is a tough challenge in California. And to that end, we will also launch our Latino Leaders Water Policy Fellows, where we will recruit 25 local Latino elected officials from our alumni to participate in our program. And we'll work with other regional organizations like Nuestro Rio, who works along the Colorado River, and NGOs in Mexico to implement an accountable human right to water. Thank you.
Hello. It's an honor to be here today, and thank you for your commitment to water. My name is Mia Shepard, and I'm the Oregon Field Representative for the Theodore Roosevelt Conservation Partnership. And we are committed to influencing federal policy to benefit fish and wildlife conservation, conservation funding, and public access. I live in Oregon on the beautiful Deschutes River. That's a picture of it right there. It is renowned for its world-class trout fishery. As an angler who spends close to 100 days on the water, I'm much less suited wearing this business suit and would prefer wearing my Sims waders standing in a river. So who wants to go fish on the Potomac later? So being outdoors with family and friends is my passion, and this is why I live in the Pacific Northwest, where water is plentiful and our rivers are full of salmon, steelhead, and trout. Last year on the Deschutes River, water temperatures reached up to 74 degrees. This isn't normal. Killing salmon searching for cooler refuge from the Columbia River, but it wasn't there. The rising water temperatures are causing algae bloom and a decline in macroinvertebrate life. This is altering the Deschutes that I love and I care for, and it's having an adverse effect on our world-class fishery. The biggest threat to angler retention is loss of opportunity. As the health of our watersheds decline, fish lose and we lose. This is why I work for an organization that is committed to clean, fishable water for us and our children. In support of the White House Water Summit and World Water Day, the TRCP is proud to announce that more than 1,000 sportsmen have signed a petition recognizing serious risks to the American water supply, including rising temperatures, falling water levels, and more demand than ever before. We are committed in mobilizing grassroots hunters and anglers and sharing this story with reporters at our Western Media Summit and Saltwater Media Summit. This is our 2 signature press events and ICAST. We'll also continue to endorse the following 3 principles recommended by TRCP and our conservation partners. Federal actions should make our water systems flexible and reliable so we can better weather the next drought. They should promote the natural functions of our streams and rivers so we have healthy fish and wildlife populations as well as ample outdoor opportunities. They should encourage and reward a diverse participation from hunters, anglers, farmers, and ranchers, and others when it comes to finding solutions. When my daughter was 2 years old, she saw me catch a steelhead, and she said, "Back, back." She knew that fish needed water to survive. Now that she is 8 years old, she understands that her favorite days on the water wouldn't be possible without clean, cool water where fish can thrive. As a mother, angler, and sportswoman, I've seen firsthand how important it is to prioritize actions that invest in our clean, reliable water for our future and our children's future. Thank you.
Great. So my name is Robert Bonney. I'm the Undersecretary for Natural Resources and Environment at the U.S. Department of Agriculture. I work with two agencies there, the Forest Service and the Natural Resources Conservation Service, which spend an enormous amount of time thinking about water. And today this panel wants to focus on agriculture and forestry, and in particular the role of land management and all the discussions we're having here today. So most of the precipitation in the United States falls on pasture land or cropland or rangeland or forest land. And so the types of things that happen on farms, ranches, privately owned forests, federally owned forests, state, tribal lands are incredibly important for water quality as well as water quantity. And that's what this panel is interested in today. So we've got a great group of folks here. I'll introduce you all first, and then we'll get right to the action. So Jared Huffman is a congressman from California. His district is north of the Golden Gate Bridge, right up to the Oregon line. He's got a lot of coastline. He's got a lot of agriculture. He's got a lot of forestry. And I want to thank you for your leadership on the Shasta Trinity National Forest, all the work you've done there to protect watersheds, to restore forests. You've been incredibly important to that effort, so thank you very much. Tom Martin is president and CEO of the American Forest Foundation. This is a conservation organization, but also an organization that has landowners in the American system. And so Tom works with working forest owners, family forest owners who own most of the forests in the United States, to get them to keep those land in forest and to conserve their lands for future generations and for all the values that those forests provide. And Tina May is a expert extraordinaire in all things agriculture from Stacyville, Iowa, I believe. Grew up on a farm there. Has had a really interesting career in Washington around agricultural conservation. She's had 2 stints in Congress, the last of which she was a critical person in writing the conservation title of the 2014 Farm Bill, including the new Regional Conservation Partnership Program. She's been over at USDA a couple times. We stole her back once, and then the committee took her back. But anyway, thanks for joining us today. So the first question, and I'll go with you, Congressman, first. We want to get at innovative approaches to both agriculture and forestry in both addressing challenges related to water quality and water quantity, particularly as it relates to drought, extreme events, climate change, or other challenges. So I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Robert, and let me start by thanking you and your agency, because USDA and the Forest Service, I think, have been leaders in this area, certainly in my district. And so I want to start there by talking about some of the collaboration that I think has taken place that represents the kind of problem solving and possibility that we all want to see with these challenges. And I want to take you to Trinity County, which is in the northern piece of my long coastal district, where we have an interesting thing taking place. Folks that used to sue each other over forest management issues are actually working together. They've formed what we call the Trinity County Collaborative. And this is something that you and Chief Tidwell and Secretary Vilsack have all taken a personal interest in, and I think that's been part of the success that we've seen. But basically, we've got local government leaders, we've got folks from the forest products industry,